All right, we welcome everybody in here to the Ronald Norred Show right here on XRB Radio 1610 AM and podcast around the globe. You're famous.
Worldwide.
World famous. Coach, how's it going?
Doing great.
2 great wins for you guys this past weekend. It's got to feel good to get on a winning streak.
It does. That's the first time that we won 2 games in a row, and I think we overall we really competed well. When we didn't play well at certain times, we kept fighting, we stayed together, and we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you let the children know on Saturday in no uncertain terms that you were not happy early on.
Yeah, I thought the group that was out there to start the game didn't do a very good job, and I knew how hard some of the guys who were on the bench had worked and had prepared to come out and play well, and so subbed all 5 of them out, and the next group came in and played really well.
That seemed like something that did not take a lot of time for you to come up with.
I was really thinking about it 2 minutes, but prior to when I did it, I wanted to give them a little bit more time to overcome their difficulties, and then it never happened. So
I want to believe that you had predetermined that was going to happen, that you had a feeling it might happen, and that you were ready to go.
Well, I just felt the way the game was going early and thought a change of pace would be good.
Have you found a new starting 5? Potentially?
It'll probably stay the same. I think the guys that have started have done a really good job over the course of the year. They all played a lot of minutes on Friday night, and I told the guys in the locker room after we beat Westfield, I said, some guys that didn't play very much tonight, we're going to need you tomorrow in some capacity. I didn't know it was going to be like that, but I knew that, that was going to be necessary, and so it ended up working out.
Again, we are at Hoosier Pizza, the host of the Ronald Norred Show, on the corner of 136 and Northfield Drive, right here in beautiful Brownsburg, the Marathon Gas Station Shopping Center, all month long. You bring in your flyer coupon. You can also find this on Twitter, of which you are a Twitter man,
I'm
Coach.
A Twitter guy.
All month long, you show this coupon. You order a 14-inch pizza, you get a 14-inch pizza free. That's in honor of Valentine's Day, which is the 14th. We're not going to spend Valentine's Day together, though. It's the 12th.
Is it a Tuesday?
Yeah, I think it's the 12th is our next game after Thursday.
Okay.
So at Plainfield.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You could come to Hoosier Pizza on Valentine's Day, which is a Thursday. I will be at the council meeting, so you're welcome to come to that as well.
Thank you for the invite.
Absolutely, nothing would be more entertaining. You found a group of kids that could play. I assume you knew these kids could play, but there were some kids out there we haven't seen all year, and they really stepped up.
Yeah, there's no question. With the way that Jimmy Meskel and Zach Miller and Martell Pope played, and then, Dalton Vachon, who's been dressed in varsity and, playing JV, the way he came in and played, I was really encouraged. I think it's important to be able to go where you want to go as far as the tournament is concerned. You got to have a lot of guys playing well at the right time. And it's not just going to be 5 guys or the 5 guys that start the game that have to be playing well. It's got to be a full team commitment, and the whole team has to be playing well for you to be able to continue on, because you're playing so many games in a short amount of time. And so that was encouraging because I felt like we took a step in the right direction because we had so many guys come in and really contribute and play well.
Vachon is a big guy.
He's big.
Didn't realize he's not just tall. He's big, like big.
Yeah.
You've got to be very excited at the thoughts of having a 6'7" guy that's big as a sophomore.
Yeah, and his development this year already has been really good, and his development from now onto the rest of his time at Brownsburg is very important for our success. He's a guy that can be really good for us next year and then on his senior year, and so we're going to be working with him a lot, especially over the summer, and hopefully we can get him to where we need him to be and where he needs to be successful.
Our guest is the coach, Ronald Norred, coming to you from Hoosier Pizza right here in beautiful Brownsburg, the corner of Northfield Drive and 136. The team looked great Saturday night. It was like apples and oranges from what we saw to start the year, and that, as a coach, has got to impress you because it means you're getting progress.
Right, and something that we strive for is getting better every day, and we've talked about it even more, especially after our Noblesville game where I felt like we wasted a day. We didn't play well. We didn't play with as much heart as we could. I told our team, every day is an opportunity to get better. It doesn't matter if we're coming in just watching film. It doesn't matter if it's a game. It doesn't matter if it's practice. We have to use every day to get better. And I thought, I think since that time we've done that. Every day in practice has been good. Both games are good. Both practices this week have been good. So I'm looking forward to seeing that continue.
Obviously a big win on Friday night as well. against Westfield, a conference rival. It's got to be nice to start getting some of these conference wins under your belt too.
It is, and we have another tough one coming up, and it's important for us to show ourselves well in our conference. We still are just 3-4, and so we want to finish stronger in our conference.
How long do you do the nicey, rah, great weekend stuff? Was it Monday it stops?
It stopped Saturday night. I mean, I was happy with how we played. I thought, I told our team, that's a great team win for us. It's a great team weekend for us, JV and varsity. But now we got to move on. Now we got to get better. And so, our guys went home Sunday, took the day off, and we came back Monday ready to go.
Practice is always a little easier Monday when you come off 2 wins.
Our practice has been pretty good regardless. Our guys come off of Sunday, which we can't do anything that day. They usually come back ready to go on Monday. I don't remember too many bad Monday practices.
Talk a little bit about the back-to-back. And high school basketball is a lot different from, say, high school football because you are playing those back-to-back games. Does momentum really feed itself from one game to the next?
I think it can, but I just think you have to be the best that you can be. You're going to probably be a little more tired on Saturday night than you were on Friday night since you had practice leading up to that game and you went hard. A lot of guys played good minutes probably. That's why it's so important to have a lot of guys who can play because you're playing back-to-back. And, some guys that contributed really well on Friday night may not contribute well on Saturday night, so somebody's got to be able to step up. If you think about the regional, when you play on the same day, you got to have guys that are always ready to go no matter when it is. And so I think the back-to-backs even prepare you for that.
Well, we'll talk about our game this week coming up here in just a minute, but you are already famous, but you're even more famous than you were the last time we talked. You were in USA Today.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm flipping through an Indianapolis Star newspaper, and there you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big time.
Yeah, I mean, Mike LaPresti came in and talked to me, and we had a good talk sitting down, and he's a really good USA Today writer, and so I think it's really cool to have that opportunity. I'm thankful and I'm glad Brownsburg was represented in USA Today as well.
Now, do they call you ahead of time and go, hey, I'm so and so and I'm with this paper? Do they just show up to practice? How does that work?
You usually get a phone call or an email or something to say, hey, would you mind me doing this?
It was a great piece.
It was really. He's one of the best writers, sports writers for USA Today. So, he did a good job. He made me sound a whole lot better than I really am.
Have you gotten to the point where you can kind of size up writers? I mean, you've done it so much, you kind of know when you're talking to them what sort of story you're going to get from the guy in question?
Yeah, for the most part, but sometimes they ask you so many questions, and there was questions that I was asking in the interview that never even showed up in the article.
Right.
That I was like questions that I was like really excited about. I'm like, man, I hope he puts that in there. But no, they usually have a thought behind the questions that they have. And so you can kind of figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah, have you ever said something and then gone, yeah, don't print that?
Yes, I have actually. And I've said something that I didn't want printed that I didn't say don't print, and it got printed. Coach Stevens wasn't happy.
Well, there's probably part of your job is to be an ambassador for now the basketball program, the same as at Butler. You were an ambassador for the Butler basketball program. It probably, we kid about it, but it is important for you to relay the right message because people are going to read it and they're going to know about Brownsburg basketball.
Right, and you definitely want the right thing to come across. There's some things that you can say that might be okay with you, but somebody else might read it and think, be taken back by it or something in that nature. And so you got to be able to relay the right message all the time.
Now, is it true that Snap's sitting there at Butler basketball practices watching you play? And
he came to one.
That's such a romantic, Field of Dreams story.
Yeah.
Is that how it really happened?
Yeah, he came to one practice, and it was actually the practice I had busted my tooth out one game, and he came to.
They did a great job putting it back together.
I know, you can't even tell. But it was the day after the Super Bowl is when he came to practice last year, and so. I guess I happened to have one of my good days of practice and showed myself well.
And you weren't really cognizant that you're being evaluated.
No one knew. Yeah. No, Coach Stevens had no clue that he was even there. I mean, people come to watch Butler practice all the time, and they might communicate with one guy and not communicate with anybody else as to why they're coming. So, it's not like we're looking at the stands wondering who's there. It's just people are always there. I had no idea who was even there.
And that's one of the cool things about having you as a part of this program is you can bring that gravitas, that exposure to Brownsburg basketball that otherwise you're not going to get without a guy with a name face. And if that inspires one kid that's really good to be a part of the basketball team, it's beneficial for you.
Yeah, then it's worked. And you know, I am who I am, and you know, I just go out and try to be the best that I can be. You know, I appreciate, you know, the reception from the article and the positive things that people have had to say about it. And, you know, I think people should just know I'm just doing my best to be the best mentor, basketball coach and leader that I could possibly be for our guys and for Brownsburg High School.
Again, we're at Hoosier Pizza, corner of Northfield Drive, 136 in Brownsburg, Marathon Gas Station Shopping Center. Coach has ordered his pizza all month long. You come in, you order a 14-inch pizza, you get a free one with your flyer coupon. And we love the flyer because they're our corporate video sponsor for your basketball game, so it's great. It's like a little family here. This week, kind of get into this, I call it the silly season, where you start playing really odd days. Yeah. Is it an adjustment? You go from Friday, Saturday, basically all year long, to now we're hitting a Thursday?
It's a little different. As far as the way that we plan our practices, you know, we're having to ramp things up and do things a little quicker than we normally do. We usually take a couple of days to focus on ourselves. Now we have a little bit less time to do that. But, you know, this is another conference game. And, you know, Harrison has been competing with a lot of teams. They got a couple guys who are pretty good scoring the ball down low, pretty good attacking the rim. And so we're really going to have – this is a game where we're going to have to protect the paint and really get guys off the glass and control the tone of the game.
6-9 now on the year. 500 is in sight. We talked about kind of the importance of 500. You guys have to go 4-1 in these final 5 games. 4 of them are at home. You got to feel pretty good about the way your team's kind of set up to run into the tournament.
Well, I think as long as we continue to play hard and play well, no matter what the result of the games are, as long as we just use every day to get better, you know, I think that we're setting ourselves up for an opportunity to do good things in a sectional that is just incredibly difficult.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, incredibly difficult. We've gotten the opportunity to play a lot of them, and we've competed, and so I'm looking forward to just seeing how much better we've gotten from the first time that we played some of those teams till when we played them in the sectional.
Well, and you get to see Decatur Central coming up here, who's also a part of that sectional right before sectional.
Yeah, them, you know, and Perry as well, and so we'll see, you know, how those games shake up, and then we might turn around and play them again.
Yeah. Girls have a sectional game, what would be tonight, the night of our broadcast on the XRB radio. You're going to be heading out to the game?
I will not be at the Wednesday game.
Okay.
I'm expecting a win on Wednesday. Our team is actually, we're going to go watch the Thursday game as a team and support the girls and you know, just be there for them.
Now, how does that so where are you going to be Wednesday? That's a super nosy question, but it's your show, so.
Butler will be playing.
Oh, I see. Understand. It's hard to be you because so many people want you to be a part of their stuff.
It's very difficult.
To me, I have to beg for people to want me to be a part of their stuff. But you, it's like VIP invitation.
Yeah, right.
So you'll be there hopefully Friday.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
There's no question.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be there Wednesday. We're going to be broadcasting the game, so it'll be our first girls broadcast. So hopefully they do well.
Otherwise,
it will be all my fault.
Yes.
Got a chance, and I know he watches the podcast, so we'll mention him here real quick. Good friend of mine, Nathan Pritchard, is helping you out. Really? That's how does that happen? I mean, that was the last name in the hat, or what?
No. Gordon Hayward knows Andy Pritchard, Nate's dad, and you know, Nate just wanted to be a part of it and help out. So he helped out with our 8th grade East basketball team. He's continued to come over and watch practice. He was actually at practice today, just trying to learn and get as much as he can.
Now, Nathan will appreciate this. Nathan was not afraid to bend a few rules when he was a player. An elbow here, a nudge there. He's a little fit.
We play on Sunday nights, and he's pretty physical. I stay away.
Yeah, which is a good thing because I used to give it back to Nathan as good as he got it. So we were quite a pair to watch together. And Nathan will appreciate that. And Nathan's dad was like Mr. Youth basketball coach when I was younger. So ran the Michigan drill and the flex offense. And I didn't really know what any of that was when I was 9-10 years old, but it sounded good.
It's good stuff.
Real quick, you touched on it briefly, but talk a little bit about what Harrison brings to the table for you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, they got some big guys that can really score it down low. and they also have some guards that can shoot it. They have one guard who's really good in the mid range. And, a lot of what we do is focused on how to guard and how to effectively stop people. And so that's what our guys are doing tonight. They're going to go home tonight. They're going to watch film. They're going to see how they can, what each guy does well from their team and then how we can guard them. And so I'm looking forward to seeing their feedback and see how it compares to mine.
Obviously, as you get a chance to watch these guys on film and you watch all these teams on film, do you get to size up pretty quick in a game to go, wow, that's kind of what I saw, or does it hit you where you go, man, that wasn't what I saw on film at all?
It's usually pretty accurate. We get so many games, and the way we break it down, we get it down to a pretty good, science where I can't remember, between our staff a game where we've, been off or wrong about an opponent.
Coach, obviously, I would assume when you play a team with several big guys, the emergence of a kid like Bashan really comes in handy.
Yeah, whether he plays or not, we never know depending on the situation, but he is always available for us. He's always willing. He always is going to go in there and give his best. And so this could be, again, another game where he comes. When I called his name on Saturday, he could kind of see he was surprised.
Yeah.
But the way he came in and played was great. And so, again, that might be something that we need down the road this year, not even waiting for next year.
Right, because I'm always saying on the broadcast what you should be doing.
I think a lot of people probably are.
Hey, we always ask you kind of each week to wrap up our program talking about somebody that's involved with the team that doesn't get a lot of publicity or FaceTime. You got someone for me this week?
Yeah, our ball boys. They are at every game. Peyton and Michael are their names, and they're all about the team. They're all about whatever they can do to help.
Now, did they win a contest or?
They were honestly. I came here and they were our ball boys.
Okay,
and
so you inherited.
I inherited them, and they've been great, and I appreciate their service and everything they've done for our program. And so
it's kind of becoming a big deal to be mentioned by the coach.
It has been
on the coach's show.
They should tune in because now they're famous.
Well, I'm surprised at how many people have come and said, "Hey, we watched the show," and that's why I mentioned Nathan. And real quick before we let you go, you got Fredwell involved.
Fredwell.
My man who does some of these games with me.
Fredwell.
Pritchard, Fredwell, you just really...
We just got to keep it Brownsburg.
You can do so much better.
We got to keep it Brownsburg.
Hey, Coach, best of luck Thursday night. We appreciate it, and thanks for your time. As always, let's get a big win on Thursday.
We'll try our best. Thank you.
Again, before we say goodbye, I want to remind everybody we're at the corner of Northfield Drive, 136 Hoosier Pizza, right here in beautiful Brownsburg in the Marathon Gas Station Shopping Center. Stop in all month long with your flyer coupon or Twitter coupon, and you can get a free 14-inch pizza with the purchase of a 14-inch pizza. I think it comes to like $10.04 with tax or $10.08 with tax. I'm a government guy, so I remember how much it is with tax. It's cheap. It's a great deal. Come on out. Coach has ordered his, so Coach, we'll talk to you next week. Until next time, for the Coach, I'm Rob Kendall saying have yourself a great